coming up.
You think slavery was a good thing?
Yes.
What? Why?
We were allowed to be born here rather than sneaking across the borders or having to fill out an application and wait for years or take a test, which we would have never passed, by the way. Which is better, to show your appreciation or to complain?
I'm not going to appreciate slavery, no.
And why not?
Because millions of your ancestors, not mine, I'm an immigrant, but millions of your ancestors...
Where are you from?
Well, I mean, I grew up here, but I was born in Africa.
Here you are from Africa. You came over here freely, right?
Yeah.
And you're doing well, right?
And I show my appreciation.
And you're doing well, right?
Yeah, and I show my appreciation.
Well, who are you to tell me I can't appreciate my own country? This is not even your country.
No. I said you...
I can't believe you. Oh, I know about slavery better than you do. I grew up on a plantation. You came here freely.
Apparently.
You should be ashamed of yourself. You come to my country and ain't going to tell me how I should act about my country.
No, I said...
That is where you, I can't believe you. Go back to Africa.
Hello everybody, welcome to Cultural War. Wow, this interview was really crazy. This young man who doesn't know anything about slave history of the black people in America. This is just an immigrant who just his parents immigrated to America and he was born in America and all that, so he doesn't really know the history. But you see, in Africa here, you see so many people scampering to get to the United States. They're literally off themselves trying to get to the United States. I mean, it's a risk they take, on the road to the United States. Some go through different places, through Libya, through land, through sea, and most of them don't make it, and because America is really the number one, and America is the one that trends, that other country follow. They are the leaders of the world, country wise. So I don't blame anybody, and that's the best economy in the world right now. So yes, so I don't blame anybody trying to get to America, and that's why I support Jesse when Jesse says, look, slavery was good, because if not for slavery, the blacks that are there right now, born in America, will not be there right now. So it's Jesse's spot on. My name is Roland. Welcome to Culture War. If you're not subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell to get more videos like this. Share the video as well to help your boy. Let's get straight into the clip.
Let me go out to New York and talk to a first-time caller, Asmaram. Asmaram, welcome to the show. Thanks for calling. Thanks for holding you on the air.
Hey, Jesse.
How
question
you?
Is, why do you feel the need to kowtow to white supremacists?
And what do you mean?
You said, and I quote, you said exactly about slavery. Thank God and white people for slavery. That is something white supremacists would say. Why do you feel the need to kowtow to them?
And why is it that I'm kowtowing down to them by saying what I think about it?
You think slavery was a good thing?
Yes.
What? Why?
That's a good question. I think it was good in that those were the times, and it allowed us to be born in America, the greatest country on this side of heaven. We were allowed to be born here rather than sneaking across the borders or having to fill out an application and wait for years or take a test, which we would have never passed, by the way. But take a test. And so rather than, and all cultures have been enslaved in one form or fashion or another, right? And so rather than wimping and whining and begging, especially blacks today who don't even know anything about slavery, they have freedom to do what they want. Instead of complaining, I would show my appreciation to the folks who died and sacrificed their lives that I might be born in the greatest country in the world. So even though slavery looked like it was a bad thing, it turned out to be good for us, because we could be stuck in Africa somewhere.
But wait, why do you have to liken it to being on a crowded airplane? That's what you said about slave ships. Why do you have to trivialize it?
That's another good question. You know how when the slaves were coming over, and
they were shackled and
they
shipped.
were like right down at the bottom of the boat there. And and if you, I don't know if you ever been on an airplane. When you ride in the back of the plane, it's like riding on a slave ship. The seats are so close together, and they don't feed you anymore back there. I think they're changing that now, but they don't feed you, and you could be sitting next to fat people, people who are musty, haven't bathed or anything like that. And so what we did was we created a slave ship to send the blacks back who are complaining about this country rather than showing them, giving to the country. We created a slave ship, and it's the same type of ship that they came over here on, so that if they want to go back, we'll send them back.
Well, you do know at least half of the people on the slave ships end up dying because of starvation and disease and stuff like that. It's a little different than an average airplane, don't you think?
Well, nowadays it's possible to die on an airplane, but
but most people
I do
don't.
understand that, and that's the reason. And that's the reason that I'm living upright as a black American, to show my appreciation to those folks who died on those ships, that I might be here.
It's okay. You know,
Does that make sense? Does that make sense at all?
No, it doesn't. But
So is it better to show your appreciation or to complain the rest of your life?
I'm not a supporter of black people keep on complaining, but I'm saying when you
which
trivialize
is
the
better?
person,
Which is better, to show your appreciation or to complain?
nobody's. I'm not.
No, I'm
I
asking
show
you
my
a question.
appreciation to
I'm not
America.
saying you are. Which is better, to show your appreciation or to complain?
I'm not going to appreciate slavery. No,
And why not?
because millions of your ancestors, not mine. I'm an immigrant, but millions of your ancestors.
Where are you from?
Well, I mean, I grew up here, but I was born in Africa.
Oh. And so
Yeah.
you're mad at me for showing my appreciation, and you don't even know you
You
never.
can, you
That
can show
doesn't
your
even make
appreciation
sense.
What doesn't make sense is for black men to
Here
say
you are
slavery
from
was a good thing.
Africa. You came over here freely, right?
Yeah.
And you're doing
And I show-
and you're
and I
doing
show my
well, right?
appreciation. And I show my
And
appreciation.
you're
I
doing
don't
well,
go,
right?
Yeah, and I show
Well,
my
who are
appreciation.
you to
I don't-
tell me I can't appreciate my own country? This is
I
not
never
even your
said-
country.
No. I said you.
I
you
can't
don't show
believe
your-
you.
Yo, I said you cannot show appreciation to slavery.
I can't
okay?
believe you, man. I bet
I did
you're
not
doing
say-
well, right?
I did not say you shouldn't show your appreciation for the country. I said you don't show appreciation for slavery.
Why
okay,
not?
let me tell you this.
Why not?
Wait, the Holocaust is a bad thing.
No,
correct?
no. Why not show appreciation for slavery? It allowed me to be born in this country.
You could have been born here. You could have immigrated here if it wasn't for slavery.
I don't know that.
What? Millions of
No,
white people
I don't
were-
know that.
Well, so would you rather be? Wow. If you went through slavery, then I'm telling you, you would have a completely different view, sir.
I don't. I know about slavery better than you do. I grew up on a plantation. You came here freely.
Are you still in the plantation?
So what?
You still in the plantation, apparently.
Well, you should be ashamed of yourself. You come to my country and going to tell me how I should act about my country.
No, I said
That
you
is
should not-
where are you, I can't believe you, man.
Wait, let me tell you something.
How are you
Was the
going to come
Holocaust
to
a bad
my
thing? Hold on,
country
hold on.
and tell me how I should be acting about my country?
Was the Holocaust a bad thing?
That's
Yes or no?
neither here nor there.
No, I'm just asking you. I need your opinion.
I don't know. I didn't go through the Holocaust. I'm talking about the slavery thing that the black folks went through.
So which was... Okay, so if a Jew said... Oh, the
What kind of
Holocaust was
work? What type of work do you do?
Work. I'm in college.
And see there? So you came here to my country, and did you volunteer and come here, or did someone make you come?
Well, I was very little when I came here, so it wasn't
Who brought you here?
my parents who are citizens.
Uh-huh. Do they know?
yes.
They know that you're going along with these black Americans who were born here? Do your parents
I'm
know?
not-
Do they
I'm
know
not
what
going
you're
along with
doing?
anyone. I'm not going along with anyone.
You
I
sound
appreciate
just like them.
I don't appreciate the sins of this country.
You
I
sound,
appreciate
then
this
then go back to Africa. So, Asmaran, first time call out of New York. Let me ask: you have heard white people talk about bringing back slavery?
country. Not really, no.
Then why do you say that you call me white supremacist and then you bring up the slavery thing?
I said some white supremacists want to bring back slavery. Not all white people. Most white people are not racist or white supremacists. But you kowtow to the ones that are.
Be quiet, man. You from Africa? Don't talk like that. Well, what white supremacists? What white supremacists want to bring back slavery? When have you heard that?
In the Ku Klux Klan rallies, if you go on YouTube, they say they want to bring back slavery.
Oh,
you seem to think that there was some benefits to slavery that most normal thinking people don't think so.
No, those are not normal thinking people. Let me ask: are black people? Were you raised by your father and mother?
Yes.
And as a result of that, you're having a good life?
Yeah, I think that's a good thing. I'm not against that.
Are you a moral man?
A moral?
Yes.
Yeah, but I don't know if you are because you
don't worry about me right now. Let's just do you. Are you a moral man?
Yes.
And as a result, you're having a good life, right?
Yes.
Not all. Are most black people suffering due to slavery or the destruction of the family and a lack of moral character?
I think the destruction of a family is a bad thing. I also think
no, that's not what I asked you. I didn't ask you if it was a bad thing. I asked you, are most black people suffering due to the destruction of the family and the lack of moral character? Or
well, most black people are not suffering. Most black people are doing pretty well.
No, you're not answering my question for some reason.
But I don't accept the premise.
Right.
You said most. Not all. You said most.
Right. 70% of black babies are born out of wedlock. Is that most?
That is a bad thing.
Is that most?
I don't mean most black people. Some black people back then weren't born out of wedlock.
70% of black babies are born out of wedlock. Is that most?
That's true. That's most.
So what?
Sure. Yeah, that's most.
Why do you hate to say that? Why do you hate to tell the truth?
I don't think it's worse than slavery.
Why did you don't think born out of wedlock is worse than slavery?
No, I don't think anything. Is worse than slavery.
Then how do you go over to Chicago, Detroit, and other areas and ask those black people who are killing one another, who are living in their homes and afraid to come out, which is worse? All right. And it's happening about other black people.
And they'll tell you slavery, okay?
I'm going to tell your parents how you're acting, all right? Next time I see them.
All right, go ahead.
Thanks, man. Call me again.
I hope you enjoyed the video. I know I did. Look, if you're a black or an immigrant or Hispanic, whatever you are in America, just consider yourself very fortunate. Instead of complaining and whining and begging, just apply yourself to the rules and regulations and the laws and the policies, and you live a better life, compared to where you're coming from. You are already in heaven. When I talk about heaven, I mean heaven on earth. That's America. It depends on what you're doing there. If you're positive, trust me, you will succeed in America. Go to other countries. It's terrible there. There's nothing going on there. Nothing at all. America, you have the opportunity to do well. You have the opportunity to be successful and build a wonderful family, and and build a generational wealth for yourself. So enjoy America. Stop complaining. Embrace what you have there. Stop dancing to all those race betas. They're just there to divide and conquer you guys. So enjoy America. My name is Roland. I hope you enjoyed the video. Once again, please subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to get more videos like this. I'll see you in the next one. God bless. Bye bye.